What up, what up, y'all? Going live. What's going on? So look, I was talking to the local master franchise owner here today, and we were talking about business and profit and how unit franchise owners think or whatever. And I was telling them how basically most unit franchise owners don't understand the numbers, like how much you're supposed to make and how business works. And it's funny I brought this up because I was up last night. I couldn't sleep, and I was up studying the greats, Kevin Hart, Jay-Z, all type of folk. I got a phone call. I had to let that wait. But anyway, I was looking at one thing, and they were talking about how Kevin Hart invested $2.5 million of his own money. Alright, I'm back. Okay, good. Yeah, it went out for a minute. Sorry, y'all. So look, right? They was talking about how Kevin Hart invested $2.5 million of his own money to put on a show. And the show ended up making $27 million gross. Out of that $27 million, he took home $4 million. So that means that he invested $2.5 million. He basically doubled his money, essentially, right? And some people will look at that as, well, he grossed $27 million and he only took home $4 million. So that means that he only took home 15% profit. But what people don't realize is that's an excellent return. That's good business. You know what I mean? He doubled his initial investment and he took home 15% of the actual gross. In my ebook, Is It a Scam? The Truth About Commercial Cleaning Franchises, which is available on ajsimmonsonline.com, I actually have an example in there where I tell you, and I went over this before. Look up any company. Nobody's making 15%, 10%, whatever percent of the company's actual gross. This is not normal. So when you got a small business, and you taking home 50% profit out of what your business is grossing, that's not normal. You're only able to get away with that now because you haven't scaled up yet. Once you scale up, you start bringing in them hundreds of thousands of dollars per year to millions of dollars a year. You're going to notice that the percentage that you take home in personal salary versus or in personal that you take home in dividends, because you probably want to get paid in dividends and not salary anyway. But the percentage you're going to pay yourself out of the gross is not going to be anywhere near close to 15%, 10%. You know what I mean? And sometimes it won't even be 5%. It all depends on how much you make. Because, I mean, think about it. If your business is doing $50 million a month, do you really need 5% of that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you got to make sense. So what I'm saying is, we got to do a better job at understanding business. I was talking to the master franchise owner with Jan Pro in this area today, and he was saying how basically we was talking about if an account was underbid or not. And sorry, this person is being persistent. And he was asking me, he was like, so would I take the account? And I told him I would take the account because I saw that the return, the profit of the total revenue, gross revenue on it was more than 10%, which is usually my minimum. As long as it's 10% or better, and I can make money on it without working it, without having to go check it. I can put a worker in there, inspector in there, employ supplies every month, everything, and I still make 10% profit. I'm good. But everybody doesn't look at it that way. And so that's how I broke it down to him. And then what he said to me was, well, in this business, we take home about 8 to 10% of profit out of the gross. So anybody that's bitching about 10, 15%, I don't have any sympathy for you, or empathy for you, I believe is the word he chose. So, and I say that to say this, you know what, he's absolutely right, because I was thinking about, like, sometimes people would tell me, well, it's just not enough money in it for me, or it shouldn't be like this ain't right. And sometimes I feel bad for him, like, you know what, yeah, you right, it ain't right, it shouldn't have to be this hard. But the truth of the matter is, it should be this hard, because you're building a business, you're building something bigger than anything else. Like, it's not a job, you know what I mean? So it ain't like you just taking care of yourself and you go home. You feeding person after person after person, all these people you trying to get to work for you. You know, if you got a question, ask me. Ask me. Unless you're thinking about what I'm saying, if it's starting to make sense. If you got a question, definitely ask. I can break it down better. I'm trying to do my best. But, like, if you got all of these people, like, building a business is hard. I don't know where okay, cool. I don't know where these people get this idea from that when you become an entrepreneur, it's going to get easier. You know what I mean? Like, it's a business, and you trying to build wealth, you trying to be rich. It's hard. It's hard. I know I'm been beating this home a lot lately in a lot of my videos because I want you to understand, because I'm learning it more and more as I grow. My message a couple years ago, what's up, Mr. Brown, I don't know how to say your first name. But like years ago, my message probably wasn't like this because I didn't know better. You know what I mean? Everybody don't got that mindset. Exactly. So what I'm trying to do now is start teaching that part of it to more people, and in cleaning franchise case, to more cleaning franchise owners, because it's money to be made. It's just that people are not getting it. See, I had somebody tell me one day that they seen an account that the franchise, I don't know if I'm supposed to say this part or not, but anyway, they said, fuck it. They said that the account was bid at $16 an hour. It was a real big account. Now, you know, on big accounts, they're going to go lower on the hourly rate that they bid at. So, but I never seen anything, and you probably won't ever see anything lower than $16 an hour. But anyway, so he was complaining about the $16 an hour that it was bid at or whatever. And of course, $16 an hour is a problem for you when you're doing the work. No, you don't want to make $16 an hour. And then you talk about that $16 an hour minus the fees for Jan Pro and minus the employee overhead. So hell no, you don't want to make that per hour, because now you ain't making no more. You're making $12 an hour, $10 an hour, whatever the hell you're making. But if you actually hire somebody else to do it for you, then you're making, I don't know what, $3 an hour, $4 an hour that you're not working for. Then you say, well, what the fuck is $4 an hour? No, that's $4 an hour times the 8 hours a day or the 4 hours a day that it take you to clean, times the 23 days in that month that it takes you to clean. You know what I mean? Then that's what, $200, $400 a month that you're not working for. You see what I'm saying? You got to look at it from a different angle. So if you can still take home a minimum of 10%, and that's my minimum, and some businesses is different. Do you think it's better to run your own versus going through a franchise? Yes, absolutely. I think it's better to run your own versus going through a franchise, because, because if it's less fees, you know what I mean? It's less fees. What up from Buffalo? What up, Buffalo? So it's less fees, you know what I mean? So of course, I always recommend that you do it from scratch if you can. But if you like me, if you prefer to know when you're gonna get your money back, you know what I mean? Because you ain't have it like that when you first started off. You ain't got $5,000 just to be throwing out there, invest $2,000 or whatever the case may be. Then you just don't know how much to pay your workers. That's easy. That's easy. The easiest way to pay your workers is just to calculate how long is it going to take you to clean, to do whatever job you're doing. This is for any service business, not just cleaning. Calculate how long is it going to take you to get that job done, and then take however much you want to pay your people. So I always use $10 an hour as a rubric. That's kind of like a fair wage. People are happy with that wage. So you take that number of time and multiply that times 10. That's how much your employee wage is going to be. Now, if you're paying W-2 employees, then you got to add a little bit extra for payroll taxes. But if you paying flat out contracted $10.99, it's just $10 an hour flat. You know what I mean? It's junk removal. It's a lot though. Yeah. See, I don't know nothing about junk removal too much, so I can't really speak on it. But bottom line is, build the business. Build the business. You know what I mean? What's going on, man? If you start with the 950, can you still go for the one for like 2,003? Yeah, you can buy multiple franchises. I like going through Jan Pro personally. Right. Me personally, even now I know all of this stuff, for some reason I just do prefer to have the franchise. You know what I mean? I like the franchise because I got a lot of leverage with it. I don't have to worry about billing all of my customers. There's a lot of things that come with it. You know what I mean? You got allies and the other fellow franchise owners. Then you also got some consulting with the people that work in that office where you at, whether it's a master franchise owner or an operations manager or salespeople or whoever. You know what I mean? So, because when you coming from nothing, like I come from absolutely nothing. So I don't have people I can go to and ask for advice. You know what I mean? Or ask or point me to the right direction or anything. So it ain't the same when you, and then you talking about your last money is probably your tax return, you know what I mean, or something, or you can't cross a check from somewhere, but you definitely ain't just had that shit because it was handed to you, or you saved up, because 9 times out of 10, most of us won't make it enough to even have enough left over to save. Shout out to Brandon. What up, Brandon? Appreciate you supporting, man, and from Nashville. And so when you finally do get enough money to invest it, and you trying to make that one-time investment, like, of course me personally, I'd rather do the franchise that way. I know for a fact that I'm getting my money back because I ain't had it like that in the beginning. I have our first initial meeting with the region franchise on Buffalo this Thursday. What to expect? So what do you expect at the meeting, the initial meeting? They just gonna sit down. They're gonna go over the fees with you. They're gonna go over the how the system works, how much you can expect to get paid, all the different package levels, and just all the general overview. Anything you want to know, that's where you're gonna get the basis of it. And if you got questions after that, you can call them up after, or you can hit me up, either or. But they are gonna have you sign at the end of that meeting. But that signature only means that you're signing that you saw the paperwork. It's not signing saying you buying in or you never obligated to buy in. They just have to have you sign it because by law they have to show that they gave you 2 weeks to invest before you actually bought in. So that sign shows the date that you saw it, and so when you go back to buy in, they'll know that they gave you the time to read it. Alright, so yeah, exactly. You got your ROI in 4 months. And you get your money back fast, you know what I mean? Especially gross. And then you talk about net, you still ain't going over a year if you talk about net income. So, and that's standard in business. Really, that's actually better than a lot of businesses. What was the one I saw? Thanks for the YouTube thing too, man. Still trying to work it out, though. Oh, yeah, ain't no problem. Shout out to Tim. One of us that's already out there that has experience. Yeah, man. And also too, real quick, I want to say this because I was talking to Jay, I believe her name was. Shout out to Jay. She gave me a call, and she was asking about if she should do the franchise because she's a single parent, single mom, or whatever. She don't got a lot of help. You know what I mean? So she was wondering if the franchise opportunity was right for her. And this was something that was very important that I wanted her to think about, and I want y'all to think about if you haven't already. It's babysitters. A babysitter is a huge deal because that could make or break your business. I actually was fortunate enough with my fiance, her sister. We basically had the freedom to drop our kids off at will whenever we felt like, you know what I mean? So if it wasn't for that, it would have been that much harder. You know what I mean? So that's something to strongly consider because most of the cleaning that you're going to do, most of the job is going to be done in the evening. And daycare is open during the day. So you got to remember that, just keep that in mind. You know what I mean? So maybe you might want to start doing residential because residential is during the day while your kids in daycare. Or you can buy a franchise and just tell them that you only want day accounts. And they can get you that, but it just might take longer to find. So keep that in mind also. But the good thing is, it's not a lot of people out there that want daytime accounts. So you would have leverage on that side of it, but it just might take you longer to get accounts. Let's see what we got down here. You like our cleaning franchise mentor? Yeah, definitely. That's my goal. I call myself the cleaning franchise consultant. Shout out to all the true babysitters, right? You know what I mean? Like that's a big key right there. And then, far as cars, you don't really have to worry about getting like a work truck or nothing like that. When I first got into the business, I had a little Act Coupe. You know what I mean? I shoved that big ass the big rolling brute trash can that you roll around. When I first got my initial package, they gave me that. I put that motherfucker in the front seat. Excuse my language, y'all. But I put the thing in the front seat, lifted it all the way back, and made it work. You know what I mean? I'm sitting here looking at my fiance. She look at this. She want me to come in the house. I'm doing live. All right, but so obviously they ain't gonna let me stay till I've been out all day. It's about 7:49. I ain't been in the house yet, so I guess I should go in the house. But if y'all got any more questions, let me know. But I know I ain't done a video in a while. I've been busy lately, so I figured I would do a video for y'all. I answer a couple more questions if y'all got any while I'm grabbing my stuff. But yeah, man. The bottom line, think business, think long term, understand that the growth that you see in your business, and that just it's not for just cleaning franchise, not just for cleaning business, any business. The growth in your business has nothing to do with your personal income. That's why I've been stressing a lot more here lately to keep your day job and go your business on the side, or make sure you got a side hustle, got multiple sources of income. Because even though you want to focus on that one thing, but if you can invest in something passive and keep it going, then do that. Because like I have rental property, residual income coming in. You know what I mean? I had the YouTube money coming in. You know what I mean? So try to make sure that you got other things going on that's residual though. If it's not residual, then fuck it, because you don't have time to keep trying to grow a bunch of things at once. You're gonna fuck up the main thing, alright? You're gonna fuck them all up really, because you're gonna be putting half-hearted effort in everything. I need a video every morning. I'm about to get back to the every morning video. Plus, I can go live now, so really it ain't no excuse. So I got you going forward. Can you write off most of the taxes? Yep, you sure can. Because the thing about this, the write-offs is all the franchise fees is tax deductible. That's write-off. All them franchise fees, your gas, and you driving every day, everywhere. Your gas tax deductible. Paying your people, your subcontractors is tax deductible. It's so many deductions. That's why people like to say. That's why businesses are taxed at a lower rate. It's called adjusted gross income. But I'm not a tax person, so all right. I appreciate you, bro. You the reason I'm opted to start this business. I'm a real estate investor by trade, and it goes hand in hand. It really do. I remember a guy early on, somebody told me that they look at their accounts as little income properties, and they just make sure they get. And I said that's a perfect example, because you only get a couple hundred a month. You like say you just get a single family home, mortgage $800, and you rent out for $12. You're getting $400 a month profit. That's about that's a good ass return. So you getting a decent amount on it, and you can do the same thing with the franchise. So you have picked up any account since you moved. Now I actually just sent my brother who's running it back at home. I just sent him to the training, the franchise on the training, and so they must had him start teaching him like he a real franchise owner. I just wanted to see, let it stabilize and make sure my system was good, and it seems to be working. We ain't lost an account, we ain't got no complaints, so we gonna see how I roll. I'm putting through that training, and I told them they can go ahead and start sending me accounts. Thanks for the motivation. Nah, straight up, man. I appreciate you. Thanks, Brandon. What would you suggest the best location to start? What would you suggest the best? I'm not sure what you mean on that. Bro, you a legend. You should I appreciate that, man. I'm dying. I'm trying to be a legend. I'm very far from that status so far, but I appreciate it though. What would you suggest is the best location to start? I'm not sure what you mean by that, Tim. But thank y'all. Appreciate y'all for watching, subscribe, like, sharing, the comment, and speaking to the neighbors. Anyway, all right. Talk to y'all later. I'm gonna start doing videos every day, y'all. And I got more stuff too, but we'll talk about it later. Thank y'all.